Whiteboard Wednesday. Here we go. So you've heard that your body's an antenna, and that is factual. But do you know that your body is a physical, spiritual, psychological, emotional antenna? And we're going to dive in real quick into how this correlates, but also how you're being manipulated, what the underlying causes of the disruptions are, and how to address this. So you might have heard about EMFs, electrosmog, energy, and one of the biggest things is people, right? Because people are the key part in the connectivity of the network, right? So we're going to focus initially on your personal antenna. EMFs, not the problem. Electrosmog, not the problem. Different energy going on around you, not the problem. People can be the problem, but not the problem as it pertains to your tower. So if you think of your body, you are this biological antenna. You want to argue this? Aura, chakras, doshas, meridians, heart rate variability, all these different means of measuring the electrical aspects of the human body are very well established, very well proven, and been studied for thousands of years. You can't argue these things. So that's out. So how does this tower work and how is it constructed? Well, this biological antenna has one primary connecting point, which happens to be your pineal gland. That would be up here, right? That little point that sits below your brain, that is the connection point to our spirituality because it is the light center of the brain, but it is also what controls the circadian rhythm of your brain. That's the conversion of serotonin into melatonin and DMT. Yeah, you don't need mushrooms. It actually does it endogenously when your gut can produce the serotonin that your brain wants. We have stuff for that. So you have this biological antenna that is divinely created to receive frequencies and signals from the sun. This is the worst drawing of the sun ever, right? Because light goes here. You also have the spiritual aspects of light that we'll just say is like this, that go there. Now what's happened over, 10 generations or so, the last few thousand years, is that this tower has been corrupted. Just like you can look at a cell phone tower that might have had one connection point initially when we had radio frequencies, but then what did we get? We got 3G, 4G, 5G, WiMAX, Wi-Fi, all of these different signaling systems. Now, there's a reason that you can't hear radio stations in your head when all of those different signals and different frequencies are being emitted into space every second, and have been since the introduction of radio transmissions, which was a long time ago. And that's because you don't have the receiver in your body to receive those specific signals. If you did, you would hear voices. Literally. So with that premise, what's used to make antennas? Well, they use aluminum, graphene, barium, mercury. So what's happened now in us is we've had all of these little extra toxins, these other environmental toxins that are attached to your tower that are receiving the signals from all of these things that are not positive. Now the people part, this can be positive or negative, because this is the interesting part with the network when people say that we're in the matrix, which is true. But what happens if you have a bunch of antennas that are all connected? Well, then they start communicating, and if you're healthy and other people are healthy, you're going to resonate, and their signaling is going to work with your signaling. They're going to tell you to be good, be bad, be indifferent. Their cells are going to say, hey, I'm healthy, be like me. Or they could be, hey, I'm sick, be like me. And if your body doesn't have the NAD and the energy to function the way that it's made to and is loaded with a bunch of these toxins, you're going to be overrun by bad signaling. So the key thing you have to do first, as I get my little thing, is you have to clean the tower, right? You've got to get rid of all these toxins and chemicals so you can get back to what was initially created and what's intended. You have to clean the slate or the whiteboard. And then when you do this and you remove all of these don't matter. And then you only become connective to these kind of people. This is the key.